And as you are now entering this world, and as you're feeling yourself in this place, I want you to tell me the very first impression that you have as you begin to understand where you are and what is happening around you.
It's so beautiful. Wow, okay. It's the complete sense of no gravity, of weightlessness. I have been taken here since the moment that we set the intention, as you spoke the intention. I felt that I entered through a wall, a fluid wall, and everything just became fluid around me. My cells became fluid. My surroundings became fluid. And as you kept going, as we were following this consciousness portal, living consciousness portal, I felt many hands touching my face and pulling me towards this beautiful realm. But it wasn't anything that, it felt safe. It feels beautiful and safe, and it's like welcome home. They're saying welcome home.
Welcome home.
Their hands are so soft and silvery, and it's like liquid silver. And I asked, but why so touchy? They were saying that this is how I feel through all of their senses, also very much so through their hands. They're using all of their chakras. It's not just the 7 main ones that we are aware of, but they're using very much all of the extensions of the 7 chakras, and they feel with all of them, they communicate with all of them, and so they like to touch. Through the touch, they also send impulses, they send communication, and so we communicate back and forth. And they do so with everything. I was asking only living beings, but they said all living beings, because everything is a living being. A rock is a living being. If a ship would sink, the wood of that ship is a living being. The metal within the ship is a living being. Glass, everything, because everything is and comes from Mother Nature, as we know. And as do they, and as do we, because right now, here home, I am part of them. And it's such a strange feeling, because it's like my body has floated away. It's kind of like when you see sometimes in movies how the spirit kind of leaves the body, but it's like the body left, not the spirit. And it kind of like I received a new body here, but everything is so flowy. It's kind of like the spirit is not really trapped in this body, but it's everywhere, all around and within, and there's no limit to it. And I feel how this body is one with the water and one with the sand. I wanted to say beneath our feet. It's still my human brain trying to process everything, but it's the sand that we touch on the bottom of the oceans, the seas. And yes, we are here. Yes, in these seas right now. It's just a matter of perception. Everything is just a matter of perception.
Would you like to describe for us your surroundings?
Right now, I feel like everything is just glitter. Rainbow glitter, but also blue. It's this beautiful the shells, these shells that are very iridescent. Like the water is like the air would be for humans, so to say, if I were to compare. It's weightless, it moves with us and we move with it. And I think, yes, there are some houses, castles made off of shells, sand and shells somehow put together, but it's a very natural thing. It doesn't feel like it's how we do here, that we have to make space and cut down forests to create a city, but it's more like we work together with the ocean and together with everything that is available to us to create our cities here in our homes without ever disturbing the natural environment.
Like in a symbiosis with the natural environment.
Yes, exactly.
Beautiful. I would really love for you to describe for us, how do these beings that are around you look like, and even perhaps your own body.
My body is, again, this shimmery, iridescent, bluish, maybe a bit silvery and gooey, I guess. It's very weird to describe its skin, or like glass, I guess. But it's very natural, like kind of like a silicone or a latex. Very natural. Also kind of reminds me of the textures of some algae, but it's a very sturdy skin. It feels like nothing can go through this skin because there's nothing that needs to go through it. There's no danger here. There is nothing to attack us. There is nothing to destroy us. There's only love. And then there's the tail. I am a female. It's bare breasts. We don't wear clothes. I do have some bracelets. They look like pearls. I'm getting somehow like turquoise and lapis lazuli, I guess, as crystals, as bracelets. And 5 fingers and very flowy hair in many colors. I wanted to pick a color, but it's almost impossible to pick a color. It's just many colors that it's flowing in, and kind of like the skin, I guess, but it's hair. And then the tail has very delicate scales. It's not scales that would feel weird to the touch. Very delicate.
Is it a big or a small tail?
Bigger than, I would say, maybe 2/3 of the body is the tail.
Okay. And you mentioned you have 5 fingers on your hands.
Yes.
I want you to zoom in your hands a little bit more and describe me if you see anything else that stands out.
This is so weird. There's this, I just had it in my head, I lost the word now. The webbing?
Yes.
Yes, the webbed fingers. And I kind of felt like what the octopus has, these
I think I understand, yeah.
That gets stuck to something. And it's kind of also like an opening. I guess we can also, no, I was asking if we feed with the hands, but it was like, no, it's not, we don't feed with the hands. It's just a way of touching for us, touching everything around us, like the octopus also does with its tentacles. We have them, they are delicate. It's not something that pops out of the palm, but it's there and we use it to touch. And also sometimes it feels like it's when there are big currents in the ocean, It's just something that came to me now, that it's handy sometimes to stick in the same place, to not slide off of things, or it's an extra grabbing device. No, it sounds wrong.
Characteristic.
A characteristic, I guess, yeah, that we have.
Okay, let's have a look at your face.
The chin is very small. It's pointy. The face is a bit elongated, and we do have a small jaw because we don't really eat. We don't need a big jaw to chew through, I don't know, through meat like humans would. We are herbivores is the thing that I want to say. But we don't really feed that much of algae or greenery within the sea either. It's weird, but I feel like we feed a lot from sunlight, because I'm seeing the rays of the sun coming through the water, and that is a source of nourishment for us.
So you do eat fish or no?
No, we don't eat fish.
Mm-hmm. And in your mouth, do you see teeth?
Huh. Not really. It's very weird. It's right now, I don't know anything about fish really, but I feel like it's just like one row of something that could be a tooth, but from one side to the other of the mouth, mandibula.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very rounded, so it's not something that is sharp that can cut through, I guess, heavy food or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. How about your eyes?
First thing came, they are big, they are shiny, and I don't know why black. They are black, shiny, and big, but not completely black. It's like they have blue stars in them. The best way I can describe it right now.
Wow. And you said that you feel female. I wonder what is the difference between a female and a male?
Just like in humans, the females have more exposed breasts out of the chest area. The males have more like human males. They don't have the breasts like females. And I'm asking about genitalia, but it's like I don't see anything. And then I'm asking, how are we reproducing? And it's again, we came to such we don't live in 3D, 4D. We don't like to call it the number of D anymore. It's not a certain dimension. It's a different dimension. It's a lot less dense here, and we don't need to procreate through our reproductive organs, which we don't have anymore. But it's more of it's a different kind of manifestation. I'm just seeing kind of like entanglement between two creatures. They don't have to be, one of them doesn't have to be female and the other one male. They can be two males, two females. It can even be more than that. So it's not a monogamy either. As if they're going to a special place, but it's not a special place that is physical. It's a love that is so powerful that it can create a being. Together they can create a being, another one of them, and they can decide whether they want it to be, no, it decides for itself, if it wants to be female or male, the child.
Mm-hmm. So if I understand it correctly, the procreation occurs through more of energetic means.
Yes, energetic. I feel like it's not enough of a word, like it's a lot more than that. I see like a very powerful entanglement between two beings, and as this power grows between them, it is so powerful that it can create another being, another one of them. And this being has the freedom to decide when it is being created, or in the process of it being created. Yes, in the process of it being created, it may decide whether it is male or female, because it is being loved, not all the same.
I wonder how long in Earth human years do you live?
We are eternal. And now I'm asking, is it that we know that we are eternal as a soul, or do we actually die? No, okay, we do leave this body. Okay, we know that we are eternal as a soul. We do leave this body when it's time. It's like giving it back to Mother Nature. But then I'm asking, why do you give it back to Mother Nature since you're being created? Because everything is Mother Nature. Even though two beings create this body from their love, this is also how Mother Nature creates life on planet Earth, how bacteria is being created, how all these other things are being created. It's a very powerful event of energy. Kind of like the Big Bang now, I'm kind of seeing this, that just as it bursts, it creates life. And we can do this too. It's just a smaller scale between two people, but nonetheless just as powerful.
So do you consciously choose when you're going to leave your bodies?
Yes, we know when it's time. When we are done living this life here in this form.
Do you have any idea of where is this space that you are now in located?
The first thing that came was Mediterranean. We are right now here with this castle that we're seeing, or that I saw. It was Mediterranean, but we are everywhere on the planet. We are not in one place.
So you are actually on planet Earth?
Oh yes. But we are in many places, not just on planet Earth.
Tell me about it.
We are like all other species, just like the Syrians, just like all other species that you know of. Humans live on other planets, so do mermaids. We live everywhere, and it's just that we are very much aware of it. We are aware of one another living on other planets. I kind of feel like we have some kind of a communication device even, that we can communicate with one another. We can actually do this telepathically to other planets. But we consciously choose the planet that we want to incarnate in when we do so.
Why is that?
Because they hold, even though it is a different dimension that we find ourselves in, it still holds and it's still connected to the dimension, to all other versions of itself. And the old versions of Earth, for instance, are still here very much, as you know, the 3D, 4D versions of this planet, for instance, because there are planets and places where we incarnate that have no more connection to a 3D, 4D version of themselves. They have completely surpassed and left that behind, graduated from that. And we chose, for instance, to incarnate here because we are helping humanity. Even though we exist in a different dimension, we are still helping humanity graduate, and Earth, Gaia, we help her graduate to higher frequencies and a higher vibration of herself. We have different missions depending on where we choose to incarnate.
And as far as Earth is concerned, how are you helping Earth?
Just by being.
So you are holding a certain frequency.
Exactly. Just by being here, just by existing here, we breathe, for lack of a better word. And as we breathe, our vibration expands and anchors itself into Terra or Gaia. And so she is very much aware of all of this. And we help her together with the rest of humanity and all consciousness to graduate and to get into a higher frequency, higher vibration.
And how long have you been on this planet?
For what it concerns human history, forever.
From the beginning of time then? Of
Yes.
the existence of this planet?
We came here together to help, together with other species. It was a calling. I feel like when the human program started, the first human program started here, that's when we came. So bacteria was already here. Other life species were already here. But when the first human program started, that's when we came. We came before, a little bit before, to kind of set the stage and start holding certain vibrations for Terra, for Gaia, to be able to prepare her for everything that was to come.
So are there colonies of your species throughout the whole planet, or are you located in a specific area?
We are everywhere, just like humans. Where there are humans, we are there. We are also where there are no humans.
Would a human be able to see you?
Yes, of course.
You have interactions with humans?
Yes, we do. But you know how it is. Those who see us can barely believe that they do. And those who actually believe it, it's not like it's gonna get into your mainstream media. And it's okay like this, because it doesn't have to. It's not something that is to be discovered, because we are here. We are part of you. You are part of us. We are all one. The more each and every one of us, not of you, but of us, because we are all one, the more each and every one of us starts to understand that you are one with everything around you, that every breath that you take matters and creates the environment within you and around you, the more you will open up and see and change perspective, perceive all that is around you beyond the veil, beyond what you call the veil, because there's actually not really a veil there. It's all an illusion and a matter of perception and of choosing what one wants to see.
To me, it sounds like you are quite well hidden, right? Because there are not so many people that have encountered you. Is that right?
Yes and no, we wouldn't see it as hidden. It is. We are everywhere. Many of you are swimming right by us so many times. It's just that I'm hearing a big beep right now through my ears. Why are you hidden? We're not hidden, we're always here. Why is anything ever hidden? Nothing is ever hidden. Everything is always here. It is exactly like those of you who channel. Everybody can channel. It's just allowing yourself to do something, allowing yourself to see more than what is, allowing yourself to know. It's beyond belief. It's about knowing. And once you see us, to not be scared, because fear is resistance, and fear just blocks it all away, takes it all away.
Yeah, I understand that. I always wanted to see a mermaid. I had set this intention, and I was always hoping I will see one. Do you have any tips for our listeners and for me? How could that happen if one wishes to?
We wanted to say that you have seen, and part of it is within you. First, some of you need to realize that we are within you. We are the rainbow frequency. We are part of the rainbow frequency. We are within this vessel that we speak through. We are within the consciousness of Hara that we speak to. And we are within the consciousness of many that listen to this. You need to find us within yourself, and then you will find us around you, because what is within is without, around, not without, not having, but surrounding you in your reality. We are not disconnected from you. Again, we are not something that you are to be looking for outside of yourselves. We are all one, part of your soul, part of all that is. So find us within first, and then we shall appear in your outer environment.
Thank you. I think I had a glimpse once of one, but it was many years ago, and I thought I was dreaming.
Did we tell you already that you have seen?
Yes,
us?
yes.
Yes, okay, good.
Yes. It was many years ago. I was in a port in Greece, and I was looking at the sea, and I looked like a woman swimming, and I was just staring at her. And then she dived in, and then a huge tail came out and disappeared. And I couldn't believe, literally couldn't believe what I saw.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. It's just about believing and knowing. It's that simple.
Beautiful. Are you intimately connected with some species of the sea? In other words, who are your best friends underwater?
I wanted to say the dolphins first, but also the sharks. We don't really, and yes, I want to say we don't really choose like this a certain species, or I want to say the octopus now. It's to us they're all the same, they're all one, just the same source expressing itself in different versions that it wants to explore and wants to manifest itself as, and that's mostly how we perceive everything. So to us it's all the same. We love the seashells just as much as we love the sharks or the turtle, and we play with them and interact with them and dance with them and sing with them and breathe with them. All the same, all the same. As we do with you also. When you come and swim in the waters, or even just sit on the edge and wander into the horizon, staring at the sea, at the waves. Even then, we sing and interact with you and dance with you, even if you're not aware of it. To us, it's not less real.
There have been many tales about sailors that have encountered you.
Yes. As we also told this vessel earlier, when she contacted us, they came, many came to see us, to search for us, write the siren song, which is just a frequency of love. It is a sound of pure unconditional love, unconditional bliss, unconditional play. And those who have found us, some of them chose to stay and never return back to the reality, the 3D reality that was back then.
What do you mean?
Because they, as our frequency interacted with theirs, and we finally managed to get to they aligned, our frequencies aligned with those who were seeking for us. We were able to communicate with them in such a way that we showed them they could feel within their bodies, within their bone, within their cells. They could feel the love that we are. They could feel the infinite bliss that we are. And especially in the dark ages or in earlier times than that, these humans chose to remain with us instead of returning back home to the frequencies that they knew from back home. And it's not just that, but they also changed. They started to, they aligned more and more. They calibrated themselves more and more to our frequency. And some of those who returned were seen as mad or crazy because the people around them could just not understand their way of being, their carefree, blissful, dreamy, unconditionally loving way of being. And so they became outcasts, those who chose to return.
So when you say that they stayed, you mean that they were able to hold that energetic frequency. They didn't stay with you in your physical world. They didn't return, so to say, with you.
No, they didn't remain with us underwater or anything like that, because that was not possible anyway back then. That would not have been possible back then for them. And many just never returned back home to what was their home then.
I see. Is there anything more that you would like to share with us on this topic, on this subject, with your interactions with the sailors?
I feel like there was very dark and heavy times. Like I'm feeling a pressure in my chest. Almost like it's something that we remember with some kind of a sadness.
Your species, you mean?
Yes.
Why?
It was their choice to stay, but we also felt like we ripped them away from their reality. But this was also for us, somehow we understood that our vibration is powerful to change those who come close and interact with us. But they would change so much that they were not compatible with their reality and their world and the frequencies that they knew back home anymore. And it feels like we have been tearing families apart, but I think this is mostly what Aura is feeling. We need to understand the power of the individual. We need to understand the will of the individual. We need to understand the ability of the individual to change. We need to understand the fact that energy is meant to change constantly, change at all times, always. Change is evolution. Change is exploration. Change is expansion. The way they were living back then, the way many are living, they live in stagnant frequency. It even feels weird to call it a frequency because it's almost like it's something that barely has a frequency to it. It's very stagnant, kept small and limited by fear. And what we did is these souls, these consciousnesses that sought out to seek us, to find us, they were longing for more. They were longing for expansion. They were longing to change. They were longing for evolution. And we showed them this possibility. They activated their energetic and physical and emotional bodies as they came into contact with us.
They gave you permission in some level then.
Absolutely.
For you to allow yourselves to encounter them.
Absolutely. And this works with everything in your world around you. The moment you make a decision to seek something different, to do something different, and you take the action to do so, it's not in your head, in your mind. If you want something new, if you want a new life, if you want a better life, if you want expansion, is not enough, because this want comes from a frequency of lack, and that's just how you have been programmed to be. It's nobody's fault. It's just how it is. What needs to be done is to know that this is possible, to know that you can have a different life, and to actually say, I have a different life, I have a better life, I am healthy, I love my life. We gave Aura earlier the example with the fact that it's just a very simple example that is very popular in your world right now. The fact that most people hate Mondays only because the work week starts again. If you change that perspective, if you just say Monday is amazing, don't even think that it's Monday, just say this day is amazing, this day is awesome, this day is the best day of my life. This day becomes the best day of your life. It's as simple as that. You don't just have to know it, you have to feel it within your bones. Just the way that you know that you're breathing. Just the way that you know that your blood is circulating. It has to be something that is common sense, more than common sense. That simply is. And this is how you allow for expansion. This is how you allow for change. You don't just allow for it, but you create it. And then you need to take action. The sailors got on their boats and went out to search for us. That was the action. They didn't just sit wanting to meet us. I'm not saying that everybody should get on their boats and come out and seek us now. This is just an example of how easily you can change your life. It's so easy because everything is available to you right now. If it makes any sense.
It does make absolute sense, yes, yes. And it's such an empowering message.
So know it and take action. Don't just wait for it. Someone else is not going to make it happen for you. You have to know it and take action. Just like with breathing, you know that you're breathing, but you have to take a breath of air.
I love this message so much, especially of the importance it has specifically right now on our planet in the current situation that we find ourselves in. Would you like to talk about that and give us your perspective and some advices on how to navigate these challenges that we are going through in the collective level?
Yes, this, as we also talked earlier, and we feel freely to say we because we feel that we are you and Aura and everybody who is listening. So as we all collectively talked earlier, this has only just begun, this change. And remember that it is always the darkest right before the dawn. And it will get better, but first it will get worse. The most important thing is to not be afraid of it, not be afraid of the storm, but know that you are the storm. You are part of the storm. You are part of everything that's going on. All this so-called chaos, it's not just political. It's not a cabal or some leader having power over you, but you give your power away. And this is you taking action. The fact that you give your power away to someone else to control you is also an action. It's not an inaction. You need to take action in a different way. Take responsibility for yourself. It's not a storm that has taken you up and swirling you around, but you are the storm. You are part of this storm. You are part of Mother Nature. You are part of everything that's going around you. You are just like ants or bees. If one isn't working, nothing works. They all have to do their job. They all have to work so that everything functions properly. The best way to get through this, and with get through this is, to make it all happen the way you want it to happen, and to come out the other way, and the way we all want to come out the other way, and which is live harmoniously in unity with each other and with the planet and all consciousness, all life on the planet, within the planet, and around the planet. Count solar systems and the Milky Way and all other galaxies, and all that is by taking responsibility for yourself every waking moment of your life, and the dreaming moment and sleeping moment of your life. Be aware of every choice that you make. It's just as easy as snapping at another person, whether it's on the internet or in front of them. Just as easy as judging another person, no matter where that person is, even if it is a movie. Check yourself. Always be aware of your thoughts, of what goes inside your body energetically, physically, with food, or emotionally, and what comes out of your body. Just be conscious all the time. It's the same as fighting for green peace and for a clean climate, but then you go and litter on the street. You have to be the one that cleans up after himself and sorts the garbage. Intention matters, yes.
To be the change.
Exactly. Be the change. Everything starts with you. Nothing starts outside of you, ever. Nothing. Not the politician you vote for. That's not power. The fact that you vote for someone, that's nothing. That's just another illusion that you have power in some way. No, you are fully powerful in your day-to-day, moment-to-moment, choice-to-choice life. That is where your power is. Every time you say, I cannot do this, you can't. That's how easy it is. Everything you say and think and know about your body and your reality is your reality. Let's say, for instance, Aura has problems with her digestive system. If she keeps saying, my stomach hurts, what a bad stomach, it's such a bad stomach, I hate my stomach, I don't know, I hate my intestines, then they will keep doing the job that she tells them to do, to be bad, to not work properly, to not be the way she would actually want them to be. So instead, she says, I love you, I know you're perfect, you're functioning absolutely magnificent. And then they work. It's not magic. This is the conscious creator that you all are. We are all this, every child is like this. Children know this better than adults because adults forget about this. We need to remember this, the power that we have to heal ourselves and the world around us. And always, first heal yourself so that you may heal the world around you. It's very easy, actually.
Yeah, and this is the key to manifestation, right? This is how the universe works. By holding this faith in your heart, this knowing.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And also when you said faith, this word is, I'm also thinking of colors. It has the frequency color of like the ocean. It's green, it's turquoise, it's this beautiful teal blue, and also sparkling. So when you think of it, if you want to see it in this beautiful energy and envelop yourself with it, let it course through your veins, through your DNA, and radiate within your energetic fields, and just go with it.
Thank you so much. Is there any closing message?
Believe in yourself, loving yourself, and thus you believe in the world and love the world. It's very simple. And we are you, and you are us. That's it.
I want to express my gratitude for your presence in our session today and in this planet and in this universe, for your service.
Thank you for your service, Hara, and everybody out there. We want to thank each and every being who has ever incarnated here on Gaia and will ever incarnate, for everything that they are doing for this magnificent realm. Thank you.